The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. You could always use a new pair of shoes.
Welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt. Wolf.
Thanks for tuning in to the only podcast that reviews.
Especially if you're still listening.
Especially if I didn't murder you with that intro. That was a test. If you're still here, you're one of the elite.
Fix it in post.
Your body can handle the comedy that's about to assault your tiny human frame.
Really fix it in post.
I'm going to. Hey, man. This is a show about reviews. I think I got one here.
Oh? Prove it.
This is a review.
Prove it, loser.
I'm going to. I have it right here. It's on my computer.
I don't think you do. I think your dad bought it for you.
My dad works at Amazon. He's the review guy. A little known fact about ReviewParty.com. We get it straight from the source. My dad's Jeff Bezos the whole time.
What?
Oh, he's not even Amazon anymore.
No.
Good. Fuck that guy.
He's just working in the shadows.
Working in the shadows, counting his stacks of money. That's a great job, I imagine. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is a review for Feed the Party brand 10 8-ounce New York strips. Mm. That's right. Ordering a steak from Amazon, baby. It's 2021. Mike Keeley titles his review, Zero Carb Easy Street. He writes, I order the 20-pack every other week because I'm on that zero-carb lifestyle, and they are always really amazing cuts and super tasty. If you're like me and hesitant to order steaks off Amazon, just give it a shot. I was surprised by how good they are. I eat 2 every day, Monday through Friday, cheat day on Saturday, and fast on Sunday. I've lost 40 pounds so far. Just take 2 out of the freezer and put them in the fridge the night before, and they're ready to go for breakfast and dinner when you wake up. Pair with 2 to 3 eggs, and you have yourself an amazing meal. 5 stars.
You have yourself an awful life. Oh my God. 2 steaks a day, except when you're fasting an entire day.
I love steak, man. Steak is probably the greatest food in the world. Probably my favorite food. But yeah, man, that rough. How do you not just go insane? The only food you eat is choking down 2 steaks
some eggs
and like a half dozen eggs a day.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do it.
This guy's not about. This guy's about Easy Street, all right?
That's what he says.
And the street is paved with steak. Amazon delivery steak.
Just like...
I think this is one of the reviews near the top, so very easy to find out there if you'd like to see this picture, folks.
Can you get these on a subscription? Amazon has some of those items, like...
Oh, right.
You get a discount if you get it every 2 months. That's the only way I can see this makes sense. Otherwise, just do that Omaha steak thing you hear on the radio.
Right.
$50. You get all that. You get the caramel apple tartlet. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an easy subscription option, so he is manually inputting his steak order every week.
Emphasis on man. You know what I mean?
The 2 things are popping out now that I'm looking at this the landing page here. $90 and free shipping.
Oh, good.
I mean, $90 is pretty great for 10 steaks, but oh no, man, that's a wild little check to write every week. I feel like.
Yeah.
And also The pictures of the steaks in box actually look like very good steaks. The promo pictures they have of the meat cooking look so unappetizing. They don't look, they're gray. You know, when you're watching, you like don't want your meat to be gray. That's
no.
There's char and there's gray. There's none of that lovely brown in between.
Ugh.
Whoever was promoting these steaks had no fucking idea what's going on.
Gotta get a professional food stager on that.
Yeah.
Can't fake it.
You can't fake this. Feed the party. This guy's a party of one. This guy's a human party. You think Feed the Party thinks, man, this guy has a lot of steak parties on the weekend.
Yeah, he's grilling for everybody.
What a generous guy. Mike Healy, world's greatest. I mean, 53 people did find his review helpful. So that's a party in and of itself. A party of people that want zero variety in their life. They just want brown and yellow.
I don't know what you're referring to there.
The steak and the eggs.
Okay.
He wrote. Pretty soon Mike's gonna write his own song, or I should say he's gonna pull a Little Wheezy and lampoon his own song. You know what it is, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. I eat steak every day, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. Making eggs. Scramble them, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. I'm eating steak. All right. You got something to relieve this tummy ache? You got some Tums of a review to get us away from Mr. Mike?
Just been curling my face in various degrees. I'm going to take us someplace I've taken us a couple of times before, to China. But this is a curveball. I'm taking us to the Russian-style town in Songbei District, Harbin, China.
So Russia Town in China, basically, right?
It's actually like an amusement park, if you can call it that. It's not like there's rides, but it's like
so it's not like a Chinatown of San Francisco where it's just like a neighborhood that is like a Chinese neighborhood. Chinese neighborhood. It is like Russia Town. Like, buy your tickets. Come see how the Russians live.
It's like Wild West Town. You drive out and you see the old homes. This has been translated by Google, but I looked it up. It seems like it's a pretty fair translation. If it's wrong, I'll hear about it after the fact.
You know what, Matt? I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Lay it on me. And if you give this shit out there, I don't want to hear it. You email Matt, you're on my list.
Okay. This is a Google Maps review. I'm going to interrupt you
one more time. No.
Google Maps review, I didn't say, but I guess I said it's translated by Google, so you can figure that out.
Google Maps, Google Translate. We got all kinds of Google. Google's got its hands all over this review, people.
You know who else does? The Gurkha 88. That's our reviewer today. The Gurkha writes, according to history, nobles supposedly lived here before, but now only the name and Russian music a la Radio Dacha are left from the Russian town. We spent the night with a girl in a tent nearby. Funny feelings, warm memories. 3 stars.
Who's this girl?
I don't know.
Is this a local? Is this a friend? Is this a Tinder date?
There was one other review that I thought about bringing. This one was translated from Chinese as opposed to Russian. And the guy mentions you can get your picture taken with long-legged Russian girls for 10 yuan.
10? That's cheap, isn't it?
Like, yeah, that's a deal.
Sign me up. I'd love some pictures of some long-legged Russian girls.
When I went, I didn't see any of them. There were just lots of gross cats.
I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to take pictures with gross cats.
No.
unless they had long Russian girl legs.
Well, yeah, long Russian cat legs. Huh.
I need them to be girl legs on a cat. So sort of Garfield on stilts situation.
You see some sort of chimeric creature created by Russian labs.
Yep, I want. Not only do I want cats with sexy Russian girl legs, I want sexy Russian girls with cat legs. They always land on their feet, folks.
All right, yeah.
That would provide me with some warm memories. Yeah. Check this out. I'm gonna I'm going to throw my girlfriend off the second story. She's definitely going to land on her feet.
Oh, no. Look at that. Isn't she spry?
And then she licks her lips and is distracted by a hummingbird.
She scampers away. No! Get it!
I'm laughing. I can't even think of a Russian girl name. I'm laughing so hard. What's like a...
Anya?
Vanya, get back here. Oh, yeah, your girlfriend. Yeah, I woke up this morning and my girlfriend left a dead bird at the foot of the bed again.
It's her love language is tiny gifts. It doesn't really translate when it's coming from a cat girl, but
I did like when she left a bowl of borscht at the foot of the bed, though. I woke up to some delicious soup.
It's not bad soup. I'll say that much.
I don't like beets, but I like borscht. It'll do. Especially it gives you those long, sexy legs.
Yeah.
And in Russia,
that's the secret.
Your mom doesn't say like, "Oh, drink your milk, you need strong bones." They say, "Oh, eat your borscht, you need sexy legs."
That's why they're a threat to our national security.
Because their legs are so long?
Yeah, they can step right across the ocean.
Yeah, forget walls, Mr. Trump.
You need to set up some hurdles for the Russians to trip over.
There's some of those. What are the hurdles called when they have the water behind them? The like pit of water.
Oh, steeplechase.
Steeplechase. Yep. We need some of those. So fill the steeples with borscht.
Yes. Yeah, they'll stop right there.
Just put some big swirly straws near your side. They'll just bathe and drink. Buy us lots of time.
I would hate to perpetuate the stereotype that Russians are our enemies, but when the shoe fits, the shoe fits. Some Russians are our enemies.
Some are not. Some
Americans are.
Some Americans are our enemies, right? And some, I'm sure there's. I know for a fact there's lots of other Russian 20-somethings that are not our enemies, and there are plenty that are. You know what? This is a rabbit hole we're getting out of. We still. What do you want? Backpack. What do you want? Oh, we're gonna do this one here.
Backpack.
This is a Yelp review.
Oh, cool.
A rare and lovely review of Yelp. It is for the restaurant Caviar House and Prunier, I believe. It is a seafood and wine bar located in JFK International Airport.
Oh, it's a good one.
An American establishment. This review, drumroll please, is written by Savannah M. And I say drumroll because she is a Yelp elite. Year 13, 14, 15,
Whoa.
16,
Whoa.
17,
Whoa.
18, 19, 20, 2021. Already got the Yelp
2021?
elite status. Already. 2021 in the bank. We got Yelp royalty on our hands, folks.
Wow.
The elite of the elites. And their review, without further ado, reads, had a few hours to kill in JFK and thought this place looked good to grab a bite. And some caviar sounded awesome. First thing to note, no caviar on the menu. Okay, I'll live. But the service was so slow. We almost got up and left before ordering because it took forever for a server to check on us and take any orders. The menu was pretty good, but as expected in a restaurant, very overpriced. We both went for tartars, one salmon, one tuna. They came with chips, and we were told there aren't of the usual cracker they're supposed to come with. No biggie. Both dishes tasted fresh and were beautiful, but took a long time to come out. Seemed the kitchen was understaffed. I definitely wouldn't rush back here when in this terminal again. 3 stars.
Ooh.
I'm sure you're ready to pick on the same thing I'm ready to pick on.
Ooh.
The restaurant, Caviar House and Prunier, has no caviar on the menu.
Actually, the thing I was going to pick on was myself.
And why is
because
that?
Savannah seems like the type of young lady who I would just say absolutely nothing around I would just sit and smile. Anything I say, I'm going to embarrass myself because I'm a total dweeb compared to you.
Hey, well, that's sort of our whole show, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Just making ourselves look like total doofs.
I might reveal something stupid about myself.
I don't think you could reveal anything stupider than being a restaurant named the Caviar House and not having caviar.
That's a cardinal sin.
That begs the question, what do you think the weirdest thing to name your establishment after and not have that at the establishment is?
You had a question. Was that just marketing? Like that was their whole thing? We're going to name this place Gold-Plated Steaks and Diamond Daiquiris. Sorry, we're all out today, but thanks for stopping into our faux bougie bar.
Yeah, I think whoever, whatever marketing whiz dreamt up this place didn't know what caviar was just looking for fancy words to string together. Caviar! Very high class.
But let's see, to answer your question, that is a good question, and I'm not stalling at all trying to think of something smart to say. Honestly, a burger. If
Bob's
you've got
Burgers?
your restaurant named somehow about burgers, and you don't have burgers, like, what are you doing? It's one of the most standard restaurant items. You go to any restaurant, they're like, yeah, we do have a burger too.
Welcome to the Burger Stop, where we specialize in fresh fruit juice.
And chicken teriyaki.
Oh, you guys have burgers? No, just chicken teriyaki. It's kind of Japanese flair.
But
very authentic.
We're out of leeks.
Hey, it sounds like a real leaker. How about Toys R Us that only sells power tools?
And word finds.
That's more fun than any
at
toy
the
I could ever
checkout.
That'd be wild. To go through, the checkout, like, grab bag items at the end, usually candy at any sort of establishment, maybe some magazines, maybe some mints, small things like that. Just word finds. Just checkout aisles filled with word finds. That would be sort of unsettling, wouldn't
it? A little bit. This is a town of grandmas.
I don't want to screw the pooch on a future review, but this the name of this caviar-less restaurant reminds me of there's a place called Pembine, Wisconsin, and it is the tiniest, minusculest, redneckiest sort of place that rednecks have to offer.
Love it.
They have a great place called Pembine Meats, but they're one of two restaurants they have is called Paris in Pembine. Do you know what kind of food they serve at Paris and Pembine?
Chinese?
American diner there. There's no French food on the menu to be found.
Hey, it sounds fancy. That's all you need. You get people in the door. It's tiny, just aside, because we're talking about podunk towns. I went to, what is it? The Great Lakes of Iowa a few years ago for Thanksgiving to meet with my family from Kansas, and we stopped at some gas station in Minnesota where they had a box which you could deposit like the trimmings from your hunt. Like you've skinned your deer, and there's the box you can put the stuff you don't want in.
See, I understand why you are bemused by this.
Is that a regular thing around here?
Yeah, as I've explored before, I am from such a tiny, minuscule redneck cesspit, such as Pembine or this Minnesota location. Yeah, I'm fully aware. I have not personally utilized one of such things, but I've been in the car while a family member has utilized such a thing.
I'm sorry if I offended anybody.
No, like I said, I understand the shock. I understand the wildness of that. People, I'm sure there's people that would be weirded out to find that most gas stations around here sell lumber, sell firewood.
Yeah.
So firewood for burning through the winter. That is quite common here. Saves you money on your heating bill. Now, doesn't it?
It does.
But before we move on, do we have anything to say about Savannah's lovely review of the caviarless caviar house?
No caviar. I guess I'll live. You. Oh.
Yeah, what a secret burn. What a small.
Yeah, it hits me just right.
Oh, they must have just been out of caviar. There is caviar pictures.
Okay.
Here, but
So
how
it's
could
not
the caviar house be out of caviar?
You're in an airport. You get deliveries every day. This is New York.
In New York. Dadgummit.
Huh?
Imagine going to the gas station they've got in gas.
This is Minnesota. Yeah.
Sorry, we're out of gas today. We just have deer carcass.
You can take it if you want, you know.
You can just take some. It's dime a dozen around here.
All right, I'm going to take us to another restaurant, to another part of the world. I am going to Playa del Carmen. Ever been there?
Can't say I have.
Me either. But you know who has? Steve G, courtesy of this Google review. And the restaurant Steve G visited was McDonald's.
Love it.
McDonald's in Playa del Carmen. I'm going to hopefully not spoil things. Hopefully this will make it that much tastier. But this one takes a twist.
Okay.
Steve writes, avoid 100%. Worst McDonald's I've ever been to. Got the crispy chicken. It was effing cardboard. Didn't know fries could get that stale. Nothing like Canada. 1 star.
The gem of Canada, many would say, is their fine McDonald's establishment.
Is it?
People, they'll talk to you about the wonderful poutine, the fresh caught fish, the wonderful game you can enjoy in Canada. So many wonderful things, that fish and chips, great dining experiences. What a lot of people don't know is their McDonald's are world class.
Slamming, huh?
Their McDonald's are slamming. When the employees spit on your food, they make sure to season it right. You know what I mean?
They gargle salt water first.
It is an artisanal loogie in between those buns.
Like, could you make it hot salt water, please? Oh, absolutely.
You ask for no salt on your fries in Canada, they don't even give you fries.
You probably didn't want them anyway, hon.
Exactly. They know they're that nice. They're that nice. They can read between the lines for you. They're doing work so you don't have to. Making those mental leaps. Mm-hmm. So you can go about your busy day.
Every day's busy in Canada.
If this guy likes Canadian McDonald's, this guy's got to go to Tim Hortons.
I know. He's on the wrong side of the states, man.
Oh, Timmy H's.
Head north, young man. Get up
north.
there.
Head north to the land of the Golden Arches. Forget all the countless beautiful nature, mountains, wilderness, hiking experiences you can have at McDonald's or have in Canada. Just go to the local McD's, dude. Get yourself a best Big Mac in the world.
Yeah, but do they put like a mayonnaise-based sauce on it? I don't know. Maybe that's a secret.
I don't think there's 1,000 islands in Canada, so they probably don't really use that. But it's the best. Canada is known for great McDonald's, so they have to have something. 1,000 igloo sauce, that's what they call it.
That sounds pretty cool.
1,000 moose sauce. That sounds like a dessert.
I promised myself I wouldn't get hungry.
That was such a Homer Simpson moment. 1,000 moose sauce. That sounds like a dessert. Let's break. You know what? Break.
Let's break.
Break.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Great Reviews in History.
History.
Ish.
History.
These are some not necessarily reviews, just a different sense of the word review, where we're reviewing what life was like at a different place in time. And on the down low, these are just newspaper clippings that I found while hunting for reviews of the Titanic from early 1912. So set your mind back to 1912 America. I have here article headline: Had diamond in her soul.
Oh, sounds painful.
Young woman finds jewel in looking over her shoes. By Telegraph to the Tribune. Worcester, Massachusetts, April 11th. Miss Dorothy B. Dirks of number 10 Perkins Street, a student at the normal school, had, for a day at least, a diamond-studded sole to one of her shoes. Though she wore the diamond for only one day, to her knowledge, it is a real diamond, valued at $100, and she is to wear it set in a ring. The bright stone was discovered when Miss Durkee looked at her shoes today to see whether they needed repairing. I guess Mama's gonna get a new pair of shoes.
So this is sort of clickbait articles before BuzzFeed existed.
Yeah, it's just absurd story.
Wacky things stuck in people's shoes. You won't believe number 6.
A diamond. Okay, I just looked this up. $100 in 1912.
Uh-huh.
I do not understand what this... Okay. $100 in 1912 is equivalent in purchasing power to about $2,685.30 today.
Honestly, not that much.
Yeah, I was expecting more.
Still, yeah, good for her. Great. It made her day. She get a nice new expensive ring. You know, that's nothing to shake a stick at, but is that really newsworthy?
You know who really cashed in on this was Paul Simon. The people who know the song know what I'm talking about.
Please enlighten me.
Diamond in the Sole of Her Shoe is a Paul Simon song.
Is it based on this article?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't done a deep dive on.
Diamonds in the sole of shoes? Is that a thing I don't know about?
I don't think so.
Turn of phrase?
No.
This does not seem like news to me. What?
Well,
I've had lots of stuff stuck in my shoes. Gum, dog turds.
Stuck in hair.
You don't see the New Yorker contacting me for an interview.
Well, these next, I've got 2 more. These ones are really gonna wow you. I don't recall exactly where this diamond sold girl was from, but this next article occurred in Dundee, Illinois, a mere stone's throw from my small hamlet. And it is written beautifully. Article title: No Aid for Mexican Rebels. 2 boys who left Dundee, Illinois in skiff, soon arrested. Aurora, Illinois, April 11th. American reinforcements for the rebel Mexican troops were set for the Southern Republic from Dundee, Illinois on the Fox River last night. Captain Unafraid Merle Farmsworth, 13 years old, was in command of the good ship Ferber. General Do or Die Charles Martz, 14 years old, commanded the troops. The skipper and the general were the crew, and the general and the skipper were the troops. Their transport was a 12-foot skiff, owned until they seized it as a contraband of war by Lyman Andrews, a Dundee capitalist. But the young soldiers of fortune made up for their lack of numbers in the strength of their armament. Each wore a belt carrying 110 rounds of ammunition, a 38 caliber revolver, and a 2-edged dirk almost a foot long.
Holy shit.
The skip and general were captured by Aurora police and are now prisoners in the Aurora jail. So these boys read Tom Sawyer and they're like, let's do it. We're going down the river, steal that guy's boat.
Yeah, but let's add guns. Let's bring guns and fucking machetes.
And a big old dagger.
And they two-sided. They were, dangerous. Sounds like a party, man. Sounds like the party got busted.
That's the childhood that everybody wants and needs.
Yeah, people from Illinois are all about going up to Wisconsin with guns and having parties. That's what they call hunting season. But God forbid someone does it down a river.
Yeah, you can't. Don't do that going south, son. Go north.
That's a, oh yeah, let's have a party with guns. No, not like that type of situation.
Really, I think this is like the gritty reboot of Ed, and Eddy.
where they create like a post-apocalyptic bandit wagon.
Yeah.
Looking out for, instead of scheming to get quarters for jawbreakers, all sorts of schemes and scams, they're just cutting down the neighborhood with their machetes and revolvers.
That's what counts as entertainment these days.
I'm not big on guns. I don't think they're that cool. I'm not that into them. But I think if the coolest way to have a gun is probably in a revolver accompanied by a machete or a large dagger.
For sure.
That you would, having that is sort of a bandito situation, a bandito sort of feeling.
Yeah,
I would have.
They knew how they wanted to look.
I want a Crocodile Dundee hat. I want a vest. I want a necklace with some sharp tooth. I want a revolver with a cool engravings on the side. I want bullets with people's names on them, and I want a machete.
The names, man. That put me right in Peaky Blinders a little bit. But if you want to be like those boys, and I admit I want to be like those boys too, I definitely want to be like the boy in this final review of history. Headline: Boy falls 50 feet. After striking 2 obstructions, gets up smiling. Chicago, April 15th, 1912. Richard Pickering, 9 years old, while visiting at the home of a boy friend last night on the north side, fell from a 3rd-floor landing 50 feet onto the tile floor. At the 2nd floor, his head struck a railing, and on the 1st floor, his leg hit a radiator.
Whoa, they really get the cool... That's the details I want.
Now, just wait. The second paragraph, the sequel is better. He lay still for a minute and then smiled and rose to his feet. Several occupants of the building who heard the lad's cries and the crash ran to his aid. They offered to carry him home, but he insisted on going unattended because he did not want to frighten his mother. A physician, after a careful examination, said a bone in the right leg was slightly fractured, and that was his only injury.
2 things come to mind.
Yes.
1, proto-jackass. This is Johnny Knoxville's great-great-grandpa. And 2, that man's a superhero. He didn't want to be accompanied home because then the government would have discovered his superpowers. His indestructible nature.
Yeah, because Mom was gonna talk. Mom was gonna talk.
Aunt May was gonna blab.
Can't have that happen.
Can't have your 1912 vigilante identity. This is proto superhero vigilante identity revealed. This is the movie Unbreakable. So if that song was based on the first article, M. Night Shyamalan's underrated gem Unbreakable was based on this article.
Good old Bruce Willis.
Good old Bruce Willis in a fucking tarp being scared of the pool. That's what Unbreakable is about. Falling down and hitting his head on tile. And also radiators.
Yeah. Gotta love it. So that's all I've got for now.
No, lovely finds. Lovely gems.
Yeah. They tickled me.
This is a real tickler. I got a tickler just for you. We went from, I think, avoiding Seinfeld content to, at least me, I am targeting Seinfeld content.
Okay.
If you're getting these guys are going for Seinfeld too much. We can't, find another podcast because we love it. Anyway, this is a review from Amazon for Seinfeld Season 9 Collection. For those not to know, that is the final season.
Yeah, that is.
And a fantastic season of that. Richard Newbold would agree. They titled their review, and so we say goodbye.
Oh.
Richard writes, the final series of Seinfeld, the comedy is broader, more surreal, more oblivious, with Kramer and Newman to the fore, and a bigger budget for outside locations and physical comedy, and by any standards, delivers laughs aplenty. George becomes, brackets, even more obnoxious. Elaine becomes even more desperate. Jerry becomes even more Jerry. Nothing much is resolved, though we have some backstory. An ingenious, though not particularly original episode. The betrayal is told backwards, the final scene being Jerry moving into his apartment 12 years previously. But hey ho, we say goodbye to them and the wonderful supporting cast. As the finale shows, nobody ever learns any lessons and is out and proud of it. Favorite episodes are The Outlandishly Bizarre, The Merv Griffin Show, uniquely mostly set in Kramer's apartment, The Burning, with Elaine having problems with religion, and George's new tactic, to leave meetings after the first joke, the only thing that ever works. Showcases the brilliant writing of the staff. So, one to watch when you're in the mood for quote-unquote extreme Seinfeld, and wonder how perfect this 9-series of comedy show really was. 5 stars from Richard.
He said it all, man.
He nailed it. And usually you don't just include reviews we just blatantly agree with. So I'd like to... the comedy in this one, to me, what really hit me was, if you're in the mood to watch some extreme Seinfeld, I wish that was the only title. And this season, Jerry takes up inline shredding. Gets a tattoo. And starts to be extreme. George starts eating roaches. Kramer
sells drugs.
Kramer sells drugs, and it goes on a Buddhist fast. Elaine becomes a freedom fighter and a vigilante. This is extreme Seinfeld,
that is extreme.
Baby. Extreme Seinfeld.
With a capital X.
Newman loses an eye. He gets an eye patch. It becomes actualized as a villain.
And Monk's Diner is just constantly on fire.
That's extreme.
But they still go.
Everything's on fire except the waitress and the one booth they go to.
She's just smoking slightly.
A cigarette.
Yes.
You could smoke back in this is 1998. You can still smoke in restaurants in the 90s.
Yes.
That's extreme. That is extreme.
Extremely gross.
Or maybe this is, you know how the X-Men has like Astonishing X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Ultimate X-Men?
House of X.
Yep. I think Seinfeld's going to go for the same thing. It's extreme Seinfeld.
I'd still watch.
Oh, of course. We'd be the first ones tuning in. Well, you got anything extremely funny for a review here?
Do you want a book or do you want an electronic?
Give me an electronic.
Alrighty. I have an Amazon review for the Senior Portable Cassette Player Recorder, blah, blah, blah. Amazon title. That's way too long. It's a cassette player that you can also use to record things on cassettes with. Got a
Amazing.
built-in speaker and headphone jack, which is like, that's what you want. You want to be able to boombox it if you're going to boombox it. You want to be able to plug if you're listening to it.
Sounds like an old school reporter recording device, right?
It's awesome, yeah. So, Amazon user Lori titles her review, "Great for everything, except for recording music straight from another device." She writes, "I got this so I could record my own cassettes from Spotify for my old car. While it is good on nearly every other front, how easy it is to use, how well it plays cassettes in the radio, as well as the sound quality of the cassettes recorded from the radio, it really fell short on recording straight from another device. It did it, but it sounded like demons were erupting from it and seeking my soul. Luckily, I'm a ginger." That's a joke there.
Yeah, we got a jokester on our hands.
It was actually quite comical, which is part of the reason I'm giving it 4 stars instead of 3. So, for any other use, it's pretty good. Still fun to use even though it didn't fit my needs. However, if you're like me and trying to find something to record your digital music to cassettes with, preferably straight from the device to minimize background noise, we know something about that with these microphones, this isn't it. If you're trying to get it for the same reason as I, having a personal mixtape to play in a car with a cassette player, just buy a cassette aux converter. The one I got was like $7, on sale, usually $10. And it works great so far. 4 stars.
So to put this review concisely, got a thing, worked great, except for illegal activity, which I am advertising I want to do here. But
Yes.
the way in which it worked not good was hilarious, so I liked it.
So extra star.
So extra star. Lost a couple stars, but it gained one back. My illegal activity failed, but in a hilarious manner.
And P.S. An easier way to do this is just buying something else.
Oh man, don't tell
Like,
Spotify about this one.
When I was reading it, I'm like, why didn't you just get an aux converter? And then I get to the bottom, just buy an aux converter. All right.
There we go.
That brings me back to the early 2000s and the 90s and whatnot. Plugging that little cassette thing in there with the cord snaking out.
Yeah, those things had the shelf life of cottage cheese.
It's about 2 weeks.
Yeah, those things just fizzle out to the point where you're scared you're breaking your own radio with them. I don't know what kind of like witchcraft those are running on, but yeah, they really. It's only going to be, like you said, a couple weeks before it starts fizzling out and acting weird. Or just stops working.
Yeah. Nowadays, though, boy, you can get those things with Bluetooth.
Amazing.
Or you get the thing that you set your radio to 88.7, and then you can
I had
Bluetooth.
one of those, and then it plugged into the cigarette lighter, right?
Yeah.
And it like one time I took it out, and just the plug-in half stayed in the cigarette lighter.
Oh, no.
And I have not been brave enough to try and retrieve it.
Don't
yet.
stick your finger in there.
Right. So
Get the needle nose pliers.
Of the many things wrong with my beater car, I now no longer have a cigarette lighter outlet. It's the dangers of technology, folks. Kurt Vonnegut and Ray Bradbury. A lot of people don't know their scariest science fiction warnings were about tape recorders and things not working in your crappy car.
Time waits for no man. Not
Time
even
waits
his
for no-
beater.
Oh man! Oh, I'm glad she got an aux. I'm glad because that's not illegal. Just
No.
plugging your Spotify that you pay for into a speaker is much less illegal than ripping it onto a tape and listening to it. That'd be funny if she left the ads in. She was on Spotify Premium and the ads were also on the mixtape.
That would be. I mean, that's editing. You don't have to do that.
It's part of the vibe.
When I used to watch The Goonies with my neighbor, it was recorded from TV, and I can still remember the Pillsbury Doughboy commercials. So good.
Oh, see, my little stint, I used to record all the Friday night stand-up episodes on Comedy Central. I don't know if they still do. Comedy Central used to have Friday night stand-up where they'd play a few of their original half-hour specials, and then usually they'd have like an hour-long variety show, and then they'd cap it with an uncensored, like HBO-style special. One of the big, like Eddie Murphy's Delirious, something like that. And they'd play it at after midnight so it could be uncensored.
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded all that, and I would, stop the recording at the commercials. Ooh. I was an expert. I was real beautiful. Like, speaking of which, Jerry, just as good as Jerry was at pirating movies from the movie theater.
Right. A savant.
A savant. Yeah, I was a savant of ripping recordings from television for sure. I come from a long line. As long as we're on the topic of media pirates, can't imagine if the FBI found my late grandfather's collection of ripped VHSs from the video store. Oh. He had entire bookshelves. I want to say hundreds upon hundreds of VHSs, and it would be the simple strip on the side, the little white strip where you write what's on it. It would just be 3 or 4 movies. He would rent every new release from Family Video. Rest in peace, Family Video. Pour one out. And pop those bad boys in his double VCR setup, and make sure he had those puppies forever.
Man.
And looking back, I wonder if he knew how illegal that was. How very, very illegal.
This stuff happens. People get CDs from the library and burn those too. It happens. I'm sorry to say. Of course.
Yeah. If this is shocking to you, if this news that people get media for free illegally is shocking, how'd you find our podcast? Like, you're savvy enough to know what a podcast is, but not about piracy. I think our audience is witty, savvy.
This is
beautiful
free, though.
People.
This is free.
That's
no matter
true.
What.
This is free. Free no matter what. If you're paid for this episode, you're not getting it from the source.
There's a lot of sources.
And cue to 10 years from now, where we decide to go to a Patreon option, and someone paid for this episode.
Whoops.
Cancels their Patreon, cancels us. We're broke. We're homeless. All we've got is our reviews.
And a stack of VHS.
And a stack of VHSs. I've got one last one for the episode here for us to muse upon. This is for the Mouse Backpack Mouse Toy for Kids. Mouse Toys 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old, 7-year-old birthday gift toddler mouse backpack.
Get it together, Amazon.
The titles of the products are now clickbait as well.
We need rules on this stuff.
Yeah, hire me. I'll fucking go. I'll go scorched earth on all these clickbait product titles.
I'm sorry. Just go.
This is a review from Rob D. He titles it Small Back Bag. Nice back bag. Fits a Build-A-Bear bear and about 30 plus Hot Wheels. Parentheses, my kid only carries that many. Could fit more. End parentheses. He loves it because it's small enough for him and gets to take his stuff everywhere. The mouse is very soft and huggable. 5 stars.
I don't think Rob D has a kid.
You think this man's just walking around? He can't carry. He can't
carry more than 30 Hot Wheels.
The backpack could fit more.
These are die cast, but they're too heavy. Notice that mouse is very huggable. That's first-hand experience. He knows.
He has hugged the shit out of this mouse when he needs some comfort.
Did he call it a back bag?
A back bag. He called it twice.
That's what I thought. That shouldn't be that funny, but it is.
I think it's just hitting for you for some reason, huh? Man, I went from being not very jealous of a child having a child backpack, and as soon as you said it, this is
for him.
This is his backpack. Now I'm very jealous. I want a Build-A-Bear and 30 Hot Wheels.
That's the perfect cargo for any situation.
Yeah, that's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All you need is a towel. No, all you need is a Build-A-Bear.
30, precisely.
And 30 Hot Wheels.
If you have one matchbox in there, it throws it all off.
One micro machine and the entire the balance is thrown into chaos. We got nothing. Our giggles speak for themselves.
Exhausted.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Let's plug this bitch out.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. My face hurts from smiling, and you know what? I hope yours does too. New episodes every Tuesday. We'd love to have you listening Tuesday morning, bright and early, or whatever. You can sleep in. You don't have to. You don't have to get up for it. If you sleep through all of Tuesday, listen Wednesday, that's cool. As long as I just want you to know it came out on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to send a wacky review for us to muse over, please send an email with a hyperlink to said review to reviewparty.com@gmail.com and include your name so we can throw you credit.
If you like this stuff, you can find more stuff similar to this on the social media platforms. On Twitter, @ReviewPartyPod is where you can find us. On Instagram, @ReviewParty.com. There's content being filtered there all of the time. Or you can just go to ReviewParty.com, where you can find all the episodes. You can read the exciting and informational blog. Or you can go to the shop, buy some stuff, buy some of this Amazon stuff that's on the show. Or subscribe to the After Party Review newsletter. It'll say, hey, what's up? I'm in your inbox.
The next one the one you send out for this episode better say, the title better be, what's up? I'm in your inbox.
I'll try to remember.
Yeah, make it happen. I've heard a song before that made me want to dance, and that song is Bread for Breakfast. You've heard it as well, whether you like it or not, throughout this episode. But I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you want to hear songs similar to that, look up Nosebleeds on Spotify. Great guys, great jams. Thanks, guys. That's it. But one final review to play us out here. I gotta say, I found this one a while ago, and just other ones have taken its place, and I think that was fate intervening. I think for some reason, this is a perfect one to end this episode. This is a review from Amazon for the cinematic masterpiece, B-Movie.
Oh, boy.
With Jerry Seinfeld himself.
Mm-hmm.
The review is written by Coleman K. Parks, titled, Me and My Son Watch This Twice a Day. They write, Me and my son watch this twice a day. His first word was B, and we only feed him honey. 5 stars.
You're crazy. And a creep. He doesn't have a son.
I think that's the new rule. If anyone in a review is talking about their son, bullshit, it's them.
He's sitting there.
Sitting there slopping up the honey. Only saying B like some Pokemon. Anyway, thanks for listening out there, my honeybees. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
Take it easy out there, folks.